Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Andersen. I am Zach Andersen. Today we are here at White House Productions in Shelton for the 18th edition of Monsters of Acoustic Rock, and I am joined by Mike Griffin. So, thank you for being on the show. So I'm going to ask you the difficult questions as long as they have something to do with the letters of your name.
Right.
So we'll start with M. What is your most memorable moment of your music career so far?
I mean, there's definitely been a couple of points that have stood out, but I was really lucky to have a connection into ASCAP and be able to go and meet a couple of really cool people in New York and like do a nice lunch out and like see an awards ceremony and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that was cool.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So when you're choosing songs for any particular set, do you tend to plan everything out ahead of time, like really focus on the set list, or do you tend to change things up on the go depending on how like the audience is vibing off of what you're playing?
I think like in the beginning, and I've been playing out since I was 15 or 16. So in the beginning, it was really set list specific for me, where I wouldn't really go off of it too much.
Yeah.
And that's it's not for my kind of music. That's not smart. Like for the people who are going to be listening to me, kind of like really need to adapt to the audience. And
right.
Like a good example is I play a Johnny Cash song that's like a little different than how Johnny Cash plays it, and that's really cool in Chicago. But that will definitely get your ass kicked in Nashville. And like, you know, people will confront you after for playing Johnny like Johnny.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So. Now, what is something that is required of you to do before a set? Do you have any like pre-show rituals?
I mean, honestly, it's. I have a really hard time with groups of people.
Okay.
Like I really I have like the social anxiety thing 10 out of 10, and you know, which is like really bad when you're a musician. So it's being on stage is one thing, and I feel like being in a crowd of people is a different thing.
Very different things, yes.
So I guess it's just trying to relax in whatever way I can, you know, and it's also trying to like veer off of using substances for that, you know, because everybody's pre-show ritual is like to smoke and drink. And that also kind of dulls you down a bit before you're going on stage.
Right.
And everything, so it's a double-edged sword, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So now, who are your biggest musical influences or inspirations?
It's definitely across the board. So I was lucky to be exposed to like every different kind of music when I was younger, through my parents and different friends and family members. But I think the thing that hits me really hard is when you can really feel what they're saying or saying to you. There's like a lot of emotion. So you see that a lot with like Motown and stuff like that, and old blues especially. But I mean, I love Tom Waits and then the like Irish folk rock kind of stuff like Damien Rice and Black Hansard and everything. Like really.
Excellent. Good. Now, when you're writing a song, do you tend to start with lyrics or music? Does it vary song to song?
Yeah, it definitely varies from song to song, and I think, well, I mean, you're a pretty freaking awesome songwriter, so I mean, you got that part down. So it's like, are you ever driving in your car and you know you almost kill a lot of people around you because you get a hook?
Oh, of course,
you have to write it down or something. Yeah. So there's that part of it where it's like I'll get a hook and then I'll try to build it around that, or there's the part of it where there's just kind of been a melody line running in my head for a while, or I'll just be messing around on guitar. I mean, you know, and I'll kind of get something I like and then, you know, keep building off of that. But I try not to structure it too much. I find the more I'm writing songs, when I say I'm going to sit down and write or something like that, or I'm going to do it this way, it sounds like I'm playing it. It doesn't sound natural and it doesn't like carry its own course.
I gotcha. Yeah, definitely. Now, do you have a favorite venue that you frequent, and any particularly memorable moments from that particular venue?
I'm really digging Cafe 9 a lot. I live in New Haven, so I mean, there's a lot of great venues around in that area, and I mean, there's Bar, and there's the Outer Space in Hamden and everything, and there's a lot of really cool places to play around in New Haven. But yeah, I would definitely say it's probably Cafe 9. There's been a couple of shows that were packed for no particular reason that were just really good, and everybody in the audience loved, you know, every song, and yeah, some good shows there.
Good to hear.
And not like the ones that are weird and memorable, but once
yeah.
you're kind of walking away from film, like, this
You
is...
feel good when you walk, yeah.
This is why I'm playing shows.
Exactly, yeah. Now, tell me about an interesting fan interaction you've had, whether awkward heckler or just somebody who brightened your day, or just somebody who you kind of just want to get away from as soon as possible.
Well, I used to be in a country band that would do like pay-for gigs. And then I was in like a 90s alt-rock cover/rock band thing in Florida. So there been a lot of really weird interactions because you play the places that you have to play to get paid at that point. I don't do that as much anymore because when you do that you get really tired of what you're doing.
Yeah.
But busking on the street in Northampton one time, particularly, I was hanging out with my sister. I think I was like 17 or 18. She was probably 16 or around that. And I was busking because you could make pretty good money at that point doing it up there, and there weren't any permit laws or anything. So probably like 10 minutes in, I was playing, and this woman walked by me, crossed the street, crossed again, walked by me, and she dropped a 50 in and grabbed my junk as hard as she could, making eye contact in the middle of a song, and then walked away in front of my sister. Which, I mean, no part of that was okay, but that was definitely the part that was, that was a weird ride home.
Yeah, I can
live
imagine.
in Connecticut, that's like an hour and a half in the car after that shit.
Oh, wow.
A good story. I was playing in Kentucky one time in Louisville, and I was playing a bar, and I was doing Marshall Tucker, Can't You See, but then some dude just randomly walks out of the back with a flute and like rocks the solo through and through, leaves at the end of the song, and I never met that guy again. I have no idea who he is. And if for any reason he's watching this right now, the man with a flute, please come back into my life. You did well. Just note for note.
That's so great.
So that was weird, random, collaborative experience that will never happen again.
Oh, man.
It's good.
So what's next for Mike Griffin? Do you have any upcoming plans for recording or touring?
Yeah, I have an album that's kind of been in post-purgatory production, or post-production purgatory, however you want to call it, now for a little while, that I've been working on, that hopefully is going to come out soon. I have a lot of new songs, so I do want to record them and get them down. But I've been working with Laura Klein from Western Estates and Mike Short from Black River Union, and we're doing kind of a project collaboration thing we're going to be starting up, so pretty soon that's going to be coming out with some weird mix between all of our styles, and we're all definitely different musicians and writers, but in ways that work, I think, pretty well. So
excellent.
I'm excited for that. So I think that's next.
Cool. So I like to end all my interviews with 3 interesting or random facts about yourself that many people might not know.
Okay. All right. This is dangerous territory.
It's always the most difficult question.
All right, so I had a root canal one time that the dentist left a drill tip in and sealed it.
Oh.
Yeah. So that happened in Connecticut. When I went to Florida, they took it out. And usually when you get medical care in Florida, you die, and when you go to Connecticut, it's a little bit better. And but no, that was surprising. Jaw infection, the whole 9 yards. Good time, right?
How long it was like the period between?
Like 3.5 years.
Oh.
I don't know how that shit happens either.
Wow.
Yeah. That's just that was life. So.
Wow.
That's one fact. Second fact. Played shows in 34 states now. I want to try to do all of them.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool. And the third fact is. I don't know, man. I worked at animal shelters for a really long time and really enjoy large groups of kittens crawling on me. But I don't think that's a strange fact. I think that's just
that's a great fact.
If you're repelled by large groups of kittens, I think that's warning.
I couldn't imagine not being. So I have 4 cats, so
yeah. Adopt.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to playing.
Good.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to check out Mike Griffin, please visit the link below. And now we'll cut to a performance from Mike. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
We can walk on water, young years, no fears. We can feel it starry, but